Hi, I decided to make a detailed YouTube video of my base and just like my everyday makeup in general. I do not wear makeup every day, but just like what I do when I do put on makeup. So I hope you guys like it. I do understand that on TikTok it's very short form content, so it's not necessarily detailed. You don't see like certain steps in detail in full and explained properly. So I hope this like kind of clears out everything. You can find all these things at Clicks and Dis-Chem. So I don't want to say drugstore because we don't use that term. Drugstore. You can find it at your local pharmacy, Dis-Chem or Clicks. I had already washed my face, sunscreen. Use any primer of your choice. Use any hydrating moisturizer and then follow up with your sunscreen and your blurring primer. I've always used the blurring primer. I'm yet to start using a gripping primer, but I've never used a matte primer. I think it dries out my skin. But I did realize that when using a blurring one and also a matte one, I would use the matte on like underneath. I would use the matte underneath and then use a blurring on top. It worked well for when I was doing somebody else's makeup, so you can try that, but I rarely use it. I decided to carve out my eyebrows with the LA Girl concealer in Toffee, and I wanted to show you guys the placement as to how I carve out my eyebrows. I don't do it afterwards because there are some people who do their eyebrows afterwards. I do my eyebrows first. I don't know how other people can do it, but this is how I've always done it. We're gonna go in with a brown eyeshadow, just very muted. I just wanted to have a little bit of pigment on my eyelid because I went in with concealer. Just plain brown, you don't have to do too much. And we're going to go in with LA Girl's darkest shade. Place it on a flat surface. We're going to take a brush and just kind of like dab. Make sure you've cleaned this, okay? Make sure you've cleaned this. You don't want to be putting gunk on your face. Just clean it off. Okay, so we're going to put just a little bit there where you would usually contour. I think I have a big forehead, so I just want to cover it up, make it a 3-head instead of a 4-head. So don't forget your jaw, and you're going to tap. Make sure that you're not going up, you're going down, because I feel like you're trying to create a shadow and it wouldn't make sense if you're going up and you're going into where your skin is, like that light pigment. So you're going to push that down to create a shadow. That's the whole point of contouring. You're creating shadows. I still do this, okay? And we're just going to push that one out. Push the one that we put there. Push it there. This is in fact a cool tone. So if you have a problem with cool tones, I don't know. I think with my very warm undertone when it comes to contours, I gravitate more towards a cool tone, just to mute it out, because my foundation is a warm tone as is, so that's going to kind of cancel it out a bit. The whole point of it is to create a shadow, so we're just going to go into a bit of the hairline. Okay, I don't own a liquid blush. I've always been using whatever shade of lipstick that I've found, and this is the shade of lipstick that I use. I haven't found a blush. If you're going to crucify me for using lipstick, that's on you. So just a little bit there. It is a bit pigmented, so I don't go in too much. We're going to go in again because I just love blush. I sometimes go in here, sometimes. Forgot to contour my nose, so we're going to do that next. Let's just blend out the blush and focus it on going out a bit, also going into your under eyes. And a bit up there. So that's what I usually do. I go in like that, we will be going in again. I just like having just that little pigment tint coming out. Don't forget, underneath your under eyes just a little bit. We will be going back in, focusing it going up and into your forehead. Up and into your forehead. That's what I do most of the time. Literally, that's how it's supposed to look. That's how I do it. It might look a little bit crazy. Just dust your nose a bit. I do that. I had forgotten to contour my nose, but this is the placement. I had to bring it in a bit in order to show you this is my placement. I go all the way in to my eyelid at the top, almost close to my brow, but not into my brow, just a little close to my brow, just to elongate the nose, just to give that illusion that you do have a bridge. Just that cute little illusion. And then we're going to go in at the bottom just so it looks a bit lifted. I go in with two foundations. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Foundation in 330 and 340. I use 2 pumps of the 330 and 1 pump of the 340. I usually use a flat brush to apply my foundation. I couldn't find it, but you can see in the next clip that I switched to the flat brush. It's easier to apply, and then you can easily blend it out with the fluffy brush. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, staring at your dress cause it's see-through. Yeah. Talking about shit that you done been through. Yeah. Say that you a and girl, me too. Hey, girls want girls where I'm from. Hey, girls want girls. Girls want girls where I'm from. Hey, girls want girls. Hey, girls want girls where I'm from. Hey. Can I play a player, babe? I grew up with Dre face. I done seen the realest one. I then go in with the beauty blender just to make sure that everything is blended out. You don't want any harsh lines there. Go in where you feel that you need more coverage. This is a buildable foundation. It's not a completely full coverage. It's a medium to full coverage foundation, meaning that you can build on. So whatever is left on your brush, put it on the spots that you feel need more coverage. When applying your foundation, make sure that you don't completely cover where the contour is. Just because we are underpainting, the point is to not completely cover up where you put the contour, just blend it into the contour. You're not putting it completely on top of the contour, you're blending it out to the contour to give that seamless blend. With that concealer, you put it underneath your under eyes.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. See, no one else will do like you do. That's why I don't mind spending my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world, don't you understand?
End up following up with my setting spray, and this is the Maybelline setting spray. I blend out my concealer with my beauty blender. Some people use brushes. I feel maybe it's a bit more effective to use the beauty blender because it ends up looking more like skin. Use a beauty blender for it to look more like skin, and a brush for it to look more like a filter. So it depends on what you're looking for. I want my makeup to look like skin at the end of the day so it can age better. I feel when I'm using a beauty blender, it ages way better than when I'm using a brush most of the time. The trick is to also kind of squint, because this is what I'm doing right now. Just scrunch up your face so you can see the excess concealer, because that's what causes creasing. It's excess product buildup. Tangled in your love and your energy. Perhaps it was a way that you smile. I see you, boy. I go in with blush again. Make sure when you're blending your blush, you're going into the concealer. That is why I left that concealer. I hadn't blended it out. Blend it into the concealer so it gives that seamless blend in with the concealer, because sometimes it ends up looking a bit harsh when you're not blending it in. This is how I do it. Other people have different preferences. Don't forget to go into your forehead as well, the same path that we had sort of created when we were underpainting. Just go into your forehead as well.
Can we make this last forever? Nothing's ever perfect, but you're perfect to me. Fuck been asleep, you're a dream, I need you. Though we got a past, I want you.
When you're using your translucent powder, your loose powder, make sure that you're dabbing it off first. We don't want a lot of powder, or else it's going to end up looking cakey.
I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you. Find someone like you. Oh, baby, maybe I want this for my life. To last forever. Oh, yeah. Maybe I want this. Can we make this last forever? Make it last, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, I've never really used a bronzer. I've used maybe the darkest eyeshadow palette. So there's times where I alternate between the Fit Me powders, or I just use the darkest shade of eyeshadow palette that I find. Sometimes they are a bit too pigmented, so you do have to kind of dust it off. Don't use too much product.
It's not that I don't want you here.
This also goes for blush. I go in with maybe a pink eyeshadow or a reddish eyeshadow, only because the powder blushes that I found are not necessarily for my skin tone. The ones that I find at Clicks and Dis-Chem, I might be mistaken, or maybe I'm just not looking properly, but I haven't found one that suits my complexion or the way that I want it to look. Don't forget to set that all before you do your final touches. When it comes to final touches, I'm always trying to do a cute little beauty spot look. I overdo it sometimes, but I really don't care. I'm using the tattoo liner. I believe it's by Maybelline or L'Oreal, but it's a tattoo liner.
I just wanna feel you, feel you. I want you around.
The mascara that I'm using is a telescopic mascara by L'Oreal. It does the trick. I think it's good for a very casual look that you're doing when you don't want to wear lashes. I rarely wear lashes as is, and I do go in later on with a volume mascara. So if you don't want a volume mascara, use the telescopic one. If you do, go in with the Maybelline mascara called Skyline. I'm using the Essence eyeliner, and I use it as a lip liner. And then I go in with the Lifter Gloss by Maybelline in 24.
Can we make this last forever?
And then I go in with another lifter gloss by Maybelline in 007. It's called Amber. And the one that's in 24, it's called Bubblegum. When it comes to highlighting, I kind of just take a highlighter and dust it all over my face. I don't have a specific way I do it because when your makeup ages over time, maybe just give it like an hour or two, the light kind of just bounces off your face and that's what you want it to look like. I've been using the L'Oreal setting mist, the infallible setting mist lately, and it works wonders. It actually makes your makeup stay for a very long time. I'm not sure about it being transfer proof. I haven't tried it just yet.
Hey, staring at your dress cause it's see-through. Yeah, talking about shit that you done been through. Yeah, say that you a and girl, me too. Hey, girls want girls where I'm from. Hey, yeah, girls want girls. Girls want